How are you? Welcome. Today is, Tuesday. I had to check my calendar. I wanted to pop in because I got a bunch of things to share today. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jillian Leslie, host of the Blogger Genius podcast. I want to talk about my most recent podcast episode that I've been getting a lot of interesting feedback on. So we'll talk about that. But the first thing, we'll see if this works. Nope. Okay, so I'm Jillian, founder of the MiloTree pop-up app and MiloTree Cart, which is a tool creators and bloggers can use to sell digital products to their audience. So that means digital downloads, it means workshops and memberships and coaching and courses. So that is MiloTree Cart. Okay, so here's what I want to share. Today, I'm speaking at the Rebel Boss Summit, and this is all about creating digital products. So I am looking right now in my Facebook group because I'm going to put a link to how to join it. So you can go to my Facebook group. Yep, here I am. Okay, so here is the Rebel Boss Summit, and it started yesterday. This is my affiliate link because you can then buy the pass for the all access, but still. So here's the deal. It's for 4 days, started yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Friday. I think that is right. It could be 3 days. Anyway, but it has the best experts on creating digital products. Then you can buy the replay, but if you want, the videos are up for 24 hours. And in fact, I have to go soon because at 1 o'clock, my recording is going live and I need to be available for questions and comments and things like that. And what I am talking about is why you need to test your product idea before you create anything. God forbid you go off for 6 months and you create a course and you come back and you try to sell it and nobody buys it. So my whole thing is about build with your audience, test your ideas, make sure you've gotten sales before you create anything. And this is one of the reasons why we built MiloTree Cart, to make this so easy. So if you want to join me in 15 minutes, my presentation will be live at the Rebel Boss Summit, but definitely go grab your ticket. So it's kind of like some big URL. So go to my Facebook group, the Become a Blogger Genius Facebook group, and grab it. Otherwise, just Google Rebel Boss Summit. But it's really worth checking out. I think there are some teachers in there that I look up to and admire. And I think there's lots of discussion about creating and selling digital products. And the thing that I'm going to tell you, having done my podcast now for 4 years, I interview so many successful bloggers and online entrepreneurs, and the ones that are at 6-7 figures all sell products directly to their audiences. They are not just relying on ads. They are not just relying on sponsored content. They are selling. Sell. And if you have an audience, there is money to be had. I say there's a bucket of money right there for the taking. You just have to know how to get in front of it or how to extract it, I would say. So let's talk about my new podcast episode. I interviewed my friend Chelsea Clark from Her Paper Route, and she is a niche blogger. And of course you're like, well, we're all niche bloggers. We're all in a niche, but this is something different. Your blog is also an asset. And I know a lot of people that I talk to either kind of backed into a business with their blog, like, hey, I started blogging because I wanted to take photos of my food. And then all of a sudden I realized I could put ads on my blog and people were showing up and sponsors were reaching out to me. Other people who started blogging intentionally are like, oh my God, my blog is my baby. This is all about me. It has photos of my kids and it's all about my life. This is different. Niche blogging is where you either pick a niche and start building a blog around that specific niche. So it's not about me or my life. It is, I'm going to take a topic and I'm going to answer all the questions around that topic, really gain authority in Google's eyes so I get natural traffic. It's about creating, say, digital products to support it and building an email list and putting affiliate links on that site and monetizing it, and then selling it. So one way is you build that from scratch, from the get-go. This is not Jillian's blog. This is whatever niche blog, some beauty blog my intention is to build it, grow it, and sell it. The other thing you can do is buy a blog, an existing blog, and that has potential, has some revenue, let's say, but maybe the person's burnt out, maybe who knows why they're selling it, and there are a lot of marketplaces where you can shop for blogs. And you take that blog and you go through the content and you update it and you clean it up and you add links where you can add links. And this is what Chelsea and I talk about in this episode. And it is fascinating. Wait, I'm going to put a link to it also in my Facebook group, because people have been reaching out to me going, oh my God, I didn't know this was like a thing. So niche blogging episode. And I will add this. And it is a thing. And you get to think about, the way that I like to think about it is your blog is an asset. So the goal is to take the kind of like, you buy a piece of real estate and you build a house on it, right? And then you can sell it for more if there's a nice looking house. Or you take a house and you renovate it. I mean, that's exactly what this is. Either I'm going to build a house or I'm going to renovate my house. And then my goal is not to live in my house. My goal is to sell my house. So that is how you can think about this. And it's pretty fascinating. Somebody reached out to me and she's like, I have this blog and it makes about $1,000 a month. And one thing that Chelsea shared was you can value a blog at 2 to 3 times annual profit. So not revenue, but you take out all the expenses, that's your profit, and then you could probably sell that for 2 to 3 times your annual profit. And she was like, hey, that kind of makes sense. I'm not spending much money on my blog. I could probably sell this. And she can. But she said, I have photos though of my kids in my blog. So what I would recommend is hiring somebody on Upwork or Fiverr and getting them to go through your blog and take out those photos so that it becomes an asset. What I think is really interesting about this is that you can build it. Like, I like the idea of that you build it like with this intention. So you know that what you're going to do is be in a very specific niche. You're going to do lots of keyword research so that you can build the authority around this. This is why, this is the quintessential reason why you want to be in a niche. I've done podcast episodes where I've talked about the advantages and disadvantages of being in a niche. Mostly the disadvantage is somebody gets bored and doesn't want to just be talking about toddler food for their whole life. So they then go, I'm going to do some travel and mix that in there so I stay excited. But I say usually kind of lifestyle bloggers end up niching down anyway because a certain type of their content does better than other pieces of content, and they end up focusing anyway. They at least kind of focus in at most 3 areas, if not 2 areas, if not really 1 area. Therefore, this whole thing is you start intentionally with a niche that you have researched, that there's opportunity around. That and the one thing that Chelsea shared that I thought was really important is do not purchase a blog or start a blog in a niche that you're not interested in. So, for example, I don't know anything about scuba diving, and it would be a bad thing for me to buy a scuba diving blog, even if I thought there was potential, or create a scuba diving blog if I thought there was potential, because I know nothing and I've never been scuba diving. So think about it that way. But if it were a beauty blog or a parenting blog or who knows, a yoga blog, I would be all over that. So definitely think about niches that you have even if you don't know, let's say I don't know anything about scuba diving, but I think I'm going to love it. and I want to learn about it, and I could then put those beginner eyes on it in terms of the content I would create, that could be a way in. And really, you're just going to do best practices. So you're going to pick a very fast theme. You're going to make sure that your blog is optimized for speed, for Google. You're going to kind of create content that relates to itself so that it all can be linked together. You're going to try to get backlinks to your blog. You're going to optimize it for things like affiliate links. So I could be selling scuba diving equipment and books and all of the accoutrements that I know nothing about. You are going to potentially create some digital products. So maybe there's some sort of a list of gear, and maybe some sort of guide or checklist to the best scuba diving spots, and you could create that, maybe sell it, and you can have opt-ins and build your list, because your email list is also an asset that goes along with your blog. Anyway, people have found this fascinating because they'd never really thought about the buying and selling of blogs. So please, in a comment, let me know what you think of this, because I thought it was really cool, and I like that idea of just intentionally building blogs as businesses, just like buying pieces of real estate and figuring out what you're going to do with it. All right, so that's what I wanted to share. I'm going to have to go soon, but I just want to give a little update on MiloTree Cart, which I'm super excited about. That is my baby. It is the easiest way for female bloggers and creators to sell to their audiences. And we just rolled out ebooks, and we've been listening to you. So one thing that you guys said is, we just want to buy it. We want a lifetime deal where we can use this cart to sell whenever we want. We don't want a monthly fee. We don't want you to charge a percentage of sales. So we are rolling it out right now for a limited time because we've just launched it. So this is like our introductory price of $349. And we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. We want you to love it, to use it to make money. And the thing that I'm seeing over and over again as I work with bloggers, and I think everybody, no, that's not true. I was going to say everybody's been a woman, but that's not true. Mostly women. When they have an audience that they are not selling to, there is money to be made. It is, though, about, just like I'm going to be talking in 5 minutes, so I have to go, it is about figuring out and testing your ideas, because you might have an idea of what's going to work. You might be right, but you might be wrong. And the only way to know it is to test it, meaning put up a free sales page in MiloTree Cart and go put it in front of your audience and see if they buy from you. Like, that is really how you want to be thinking about this. And then once you've found that connection where you're offering something and people are buying it, that's what you want. And that's gold. And then you just build on top of that. I recommend you start with a paid workshop, 1 hour on Zoom, see if people will buy it. Turn that into an ebook, offer coaching as your kind of upsell, or lead people into a membership. But this is how you kind of stack your products on top of each other. So I have to go because I'm now about my talk is about, no, hold on, to be live at the Rebel Boss Summit. Again, please sign up. I put a link in the Become a Blogger Genius Facebook page. Please reach out with any questions you have. I'm always here, Jillian at milotree.com. I want to wish you a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you here again soon. Okay.